Welcome to the Back by Nine podcast. This is episode 10. Whoa, we're in the double digits now. That's actually kind of exciting. This is an incredible episode. Sitting next to me is a legend in the tennis world. This man has shaped the careers of so many of the sport's greatest players. We're talking Capriati, Venus and Serena Williams, Sharapova. The list goes on. I'm super excited to hear his stories and just get to know him a little better. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Rick Macci.
No, good to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure. It is an honor to have you here on the show. Jesus, you look amazing, bro. Like, what do you do? Like, this is crazy.
No, listen, I still have the same passion I had at 22. I still teach 50 hours a week, 7 days.
Whoa.
I get up every day at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, 1 o'clock would be too early, all right? So I get up
What?
at 2 o'clock, okay? Eat the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, what do you do? Do you start off your day with, like, a bowl of kicks, a little OJ on the side, or what do
No,
you
I have yogurt, 3 waters, a lot of vitamin. I run a half mile.
Wow.
Pet my cat. Go upstairs in the office.
I love cats.
Then I open up Rick Macci Tennis Center every day at 5 o'clock. I open up the park.
Okay.
At 69 years old, I'm a park ranger. I can put that on my resume.
Whoa.
So, I just love being on the tennis court. And
I love
like
that.
I said, I have as much passion today to help others as I did when it started long ago.
Wow, no, that is amazing. I guess that's what keeps you going, that keeps you young, and, you know, you're around good energy, the youth, and I feel like that's probably what just keeps you going, like.
Yeah, I think when you unplug, that's the beginning of the end. Like people say, you ever going to retire or whatever? What would I do? Even my cat would get tired of me if I was at home all the time. Listen, this isn't work. I love not just changing strokes.
Yes.
I change lives. I'm obviously been known as a tennis coach.
Right,
but I'm more
right.
a life coach.
Right, right.
If you love what you do, it's not like work. I just can't wait to get up and get on the tennis court.
No, that's amazing, man. You got to give me the coordinates to the Fountain of Youth because I'm getting fatigue on the knees and I'm only 36. Like, this is insane, bro. How was your Memorial Day, by the way? I saw you did like an event here.
Yeah, no, listen, this is all about the kids. You know, I'm at this stage of my career, I doing more for others, and giving back. And for Memorial Day, we had a big water slide, a dunk tank.
I saw that.
They wanted me to go in there, but if I went down, I might not come
Not come up.
I said, the assistant coaches can go in there.
Okay.
But the kids had a great time, 100 people. We had a cookout.
That's
and
nice.
I want the parents to always understand, they're tennis players second.
Yes.
And their kids first.
Yes, let them be kids.
It's easy to lose sight of that. You know what I mean? Because it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. But Memorial Day, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, we always take it to another level at the Rick Macci Tennis Academy.
That's amazing. No, that's great. Yeah, because I feel like sometimes they'll get too ahead of just like trying to be perfect and forget that at the end of the day, they're kids, So it's a hard line to like not cross sometimes.
Now that's what, that's what I loved about Richard Williams. People said, especially after they saw the movie, they go, how'd you put up with that guy? I mean, I should be in the Hall of Fame just putting up with that guy.
With your patience?
But no, he's like my best friend
Yeah,
ever.
absolutely.
And Venus and Serena are like my own daughters.
Oh,
but
man.
you know what? I love the guy because of one thing, the most amazing father. You got to understand, I had Capriati, I had Pierce, I had Sharapova, I had Alex Kennan. Those are some fathers, that are kind of rough and tough. And it's always daddy's little girl. But Richard, every night, the girls always said, Rick, thank you very much. Whether it's good, bad, happy, or sad. Serena, the fist pump might be a little harder once in a while, and they always brought their books to the court. And if it rained,
smart.
go up in Rick's office and study. This guy was all about life lessons, even though I kind of said they were going to be legendary before they did anything.
Yeah, that's
so
insane.
A lot of pressure, a lot of stuff that could have went lopsided, but it didn't. And that's why I love Richard Williams, because he always treated them as kids, because they would never be able to get that back. And that's what people maybe don't understand about him.
Yeah.
But you kind of got that a little bit in the movie. But that's why I love the guy, because getting better was the most important thing, because this was what they wanted to do. But he always treated them like kids and made it fun. I love the guy.
No, that's great. That's great. I definitely want to get back into that. But I want to get a little backstory on you. So, like, when and where did Rick start? Where are you from?
Well, you could imagine, I've been asked that a lot.
Yeah.
And my story is beyond crazy, okay? I grew up in a small town, Greenville, Ohio.
Okay.
10,000 people, 30 miles southwest of Dayton, Ohio. My dad passed away when I was 10 years old, so it was just my mom and my sister.
Okay.
I was a very high-level golfer. I had like a 4
Okay.
handicap at 10 years old. That's like heading towards pro.
Whoa.
Okay. Back then I could shoot it like an arrow. Now it's like a sparrow. I don't know where it's going. Even though I don't play that much.
Okay.
And we couldn't afford to join the country club. So
Okay.
one day at 12 years old, I picked up a tennis racket. I lived a half mile from a park. I went down there and hit against the wall. I really liked it. The ball always came back. Wally was undefeated, the wall. And I fell in love with the game. And that was the late 60s.
And you were what, 10, you said?
I was 12.
Oh, 12.
Listen to this. Never had a lesson in my life. At 18 years old, I was the #1 ranked player in Ohio Valley,
Jeez.
dropping a lot of guys that were all Americans, people going to college for free. I got to play some qualifying of pro tournaments. I got pretty good. I was a great competitor, good athlete, mentally strong, in the Hall of Fame for basketball and tennis in my
Okay.
high school. But to be at the top, you need like all the weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got into coaching at age 22.
Oh, nice and early.
I like helping others more than myself. Midwest values, always like to analyze, figure things out, and more of a giver than a taker. And I think those attributes have always been the cornerstone, besides how I did it on my own, of my coaching. So now fast forward that whole movie to age 69, I teach more than anybody in the United States. Like I said, 50 hours a week, 7 days. It's been an amazing journey, but the one thing I like more than anything, and people ask me this all the time, like through everybody I've had, who's your favorite student of all time?
Yeah.
And they think it's like Venus, Serena, Capriati, Roddick, Moschina, Sharapova, Rude. I coach Christian Rude, Casper's dad.
Oh, wow.
Kennan. I've had all these players, over 300 and some national titles. My favorite students, who's ever on the other side of the net, that hour, that minute, that second.
That's your favorite.
And that's the way I feel. It doesn't matter who's over there. I just like helping anybody, anytime, anywhere.
No, that's amazing, man. And that's great that you have that in you to like want to help others. That's a great thing to have, because not too many people, I feel like, have that.
And more
character.
importantly, I can expedite the learning curve.
Really?
I can connect the dots. Obviously, I know how to say it, when to say it, why to say it, who to say it to. I talk different to a girl top 20 in the world on the pro tour as I would an 8-year-old girl. It's the art of communication, figuring this thing out, dealing with the parents. That's a whole nother animal. But at the end of the day, I can extract greatness. I can get people to move mountains. I can get confidence and belief and courage before they even thought about it. And that's like a big thing, especially with youth, because maybe I can present it different and they might listen to me more than their parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's a different voice. And when you're making a difference in someone's life, whether they clean their bedroom better or get off drugs or treat other people better or make better grades, I think that's what I was really put on this earth to do, to help others and to change lives. It's not tennis strokes, it's more lives.
And when you were in school, were you like a good student, or was school just not like something that you were really interested in?
Well, I'd rather have read Tennis Magazine than geography or physics, but no, I was okay.
Okay.
It wasn't world class, but I was in the neighborhood, okay?
All right.
So, no, but I just love sports.
Yeah.
Football, baseball, basketball,
Oh, so you just
hockey,
played it all.
golf. Oh, no, it was brutal. It was crazy.
And did you have any other hobbies like growing up, or did you like to go to concerts or anything like that? What were your other like hobbies?
I love basketball, obviously, and tennis, and I was so dedicated. Even if there was parties on a Friday, if I would have a tournament on Saturday, I'd be out in bed at 8.
Oh,
I've
wow.
always been locked, loaded, and ready
Really?
to launch.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys. I'm either in or I'm out.
And you had that from that young of an age?
Always. Even
Wow.
I had these leadership qualities. My mom just said, I would get up on Saturday, call everybody to be there at 12 o'clock for the football game or the basketball. I'd get them out of bed. Their parents would be mad at me. I didn't care.
You'd go and throw rocks at windows?
I'd write it on a yellow piece of paper, who's coming, who's not.
Wow.
I still do that 40 years later.
Oh,
I was
crap.
always the organizer, and my saying is, if you're late, you'll never be great. And I always was putting things together.
Yeah.
It's just that it kind of morphed into tennis, but it could have been a Fortune 500 company. It could have been many different things. It's just that, tennis ended up being my platform, But at the end of the day, I'm almost the exact same guy as when I started. It's just that you gain the knowledge as you go along.
Yeah, you get, absolutely. And so walk me through that experience when you first met Richard. Like, how was that? Did you go to the West Coast? Like, how was that encounter?
Well, it's interesting because one day I get a phone call.
Yeah.
It's like you saw in the movie.
Yes.
Okay. It's from Richard Williams. And I heard of Venus because she was in the New York Times like 6 months earlier. She was undefeated in the 10 and under. Whatever that means. Oh, I've seen that movie 100 times.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't like freak out.
Yeah.
It's better than being, losing every time.
Yeah,
but it
absolutely.
didn't mean anything.
Yeah, at that
so
age.
He goes, hey, Rick. He's talking jive and all this stuff. And he goes, this is Richard Williams. I live in Compton, California. I have 2 girls, Venus and Serena, blah, blah, blah. I want you to come out here and take a look. I go, whoa. I don't go take a look. I didn't, in my own mind. They either come to me at the academy or I see them at a junior tournament.
Okay.
How crazy is this? Think about this. It was May 1991, just like yesterday, and summer's around the corner. May's one of the slower months. People are getting ready to, So for whatever reason, Capriati was already gone. She was top 10 in the world already at 14 on the Pro Tour.
Yeah.
But I had like 25 nicely ranked kids. Business was great. But for some reason, this guy, he goes, if you come here, Rick, I promise I won't get you shot, okay? Because the only thing I knew about Compton was like riots and all,
yes,
Rodney
at that
King.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, I got to meet this guy.
What made you go out there?
I don't know.
Something just told you to get on that
I never did
plane.
it in my life, and I haven't done it since.
Okay.
I'm the only guy on planet Earth that their best vacation ever was Compton, California. No one can give that type of endorsement.
Shout out to Compton.
So what happened is I went to LAX.
Okay.
That Friday night, just like yesterday, I got to tell this story. Just like yesterday, I go to the hotel.
Yeah.
Richard comes in, him and Orsine, Venus and Serena, just like yesterday. Venus on one leg, Serena on the other, hugging, kissing, just like you saw in the movie. Okay. The guy pulls out a piece of paper. He starts grilling me like I was in a deposition. I'm going, whoa, whoa. But, after a while, I'm thinking, well, if he wants someone to come in their circle, which was very small to begin with, he wanted a role model, a father figure, and someone's been there, done that.
Yes.
I had Capriati, who was like the best junior player ever to hold a racket, and Tommy Ho, who in 1988, he won the National Boys 18 as a 15-year-old, and Jennifer won the 18 Nationals as a 12-year-old. Those 2 records still stand today after all these years. I had the 2 youngest, the daily double in 1988, and they still stand today. So Richard obviously knew what I was doing.
Yes.
So,
and at this time, sorry to cut you off, he was looking for somebody to coach his daughters.
Yes.
Okay.
He was looking, and it was an amazing conversation. The girl, Venus and Serena, they just kept staring at me, I'm going, whoa, what did I do wrong here? So he goes, hey, tomorrow we're picking you up, 7:30. We're going to East Compton Hills Country Club. We'll pick you up. So they picked me up at 7 o'clock in the morning. That same bus, same exact bus you saw in the movie. Color, the front of it, everything. Everything.
Like the Scooby-Doo mobile.
Crazy. So they pick me up. Listen to this. This is crazy stuff. I get in the passenger seat. I sit down. I get harpooned in a buttock. There's a spring sticking up. They didn't show that in the movie. Yeah. I go, whoa. Now, I was at Greenleaf Golf and Tennis Resort, which is a 5-star resort. I'm the director. Now I'm in Compton. I'm in this bus. I get harpooned in the buttock. I look back there. There's Venus and Serena like this. There's McDonald's wrapper, Burger King, dirty clothes. It smelled so bad. Dirty balls. It was crazy.
And at this point, were you like, I made a mistake?
Yeah. Yeah. I said, what am I doing?
Get me out of here.
What am I doing in Compton, California? This is,
And you're by yourself?
I'm by myself. The guy threw a curveball at me. I'm going, whoa, this is crazy stuff. Maybe he wanted me to put helium in the balloon, pump up his daughter, because obviously with the people I had, I didn't even know what was going on. So now we start going to East Compton Hills Country Club.
Okay.
About 10 minutes in the ride, I'm going, this is a strange place for a country club. Listen to this. We pull up to a park. People smoking, drinking, passed out in the grass. 20 guys playing basketball, shooting jumpers. We get out of the bus, just like you saw in the movie. We have to go across the basketball court to go to the tennis court. They go, hey, King Richard. I'm going, who in the heck call somebody King? This was 1991. I'm going, this is crazy. Hey, VW, Venus Williams. Hey, Meek, Serena Jamaica Williams.
Okay.
Because the New York Times was there 6 months earlier, did a story. These two little African-American girls are like celebrity, I guess, because they had big
hood celebrities is what they call it, yeah.
We go across the basketball court. Listen to this. It parts like the Red Sea. I'm going, what is this all about? So I go onto the tennis court with them. I had a box of Wilson balls sent there. He goes, Rick, we don't use new balls. We use old balls. I want their butt digging, scraping, digging them out. We don't use new balls. I'm going, okay, I got it. That was like bizarre. Yeah. Now we go on the tennis court. You and I wouldn't even play on it. Scraped up, holes in it. The net's all ripped up. There's a cart, same one you saw in the movie.
Yeah.
There was like 7 chains wrapped around the cart. He goes, Rick, I got to secure it. It won't be here in the morning. Took him 20 minutes for this guy to get the chains off.
Chain off.
I'm sitting there going, this is insanity, man. And I'm sitting there going, what am I doing in Compton, California? So listen, the girls dump the old balls in the cart. Okay, I start drilling Venus and Serena, doing all kinds of drills. Now remember, I had Jennifer Capriati.
Yes.
The best junior player ever to hold a stick, poetry in motion, the ball on a string, low center of gravity, racket back in the parking lot. I mean, you're talking fundamentals on steroids.
Yes.
Even to this day, I haven't had someone balance. Jennifer could hit ground strokes with a cup of water on her head and not spill it.
Wow.
So now I am seeing VW and Serena. Arms going that way, legs going that way. They had beads in their hair. Beads were flying off their head onto the court. They're picking them up, swatting them away. I'm going, this is crazy stuff.
So they didn't have like the natural game stance. They were just different.
No, it was a train wreck on steroids. I never saw body parts going so many different ways. It was crazy. And I'm sitting there again. What am I doing in Compton, California? I did see the following: some athleticism, some speed, some quickness.
Okay.
Serena looked like she had a lot of time, and her anticipation skills were a little better. Okay, but I'm thinking maybe top 100 in the country. And I see that movie every single day my whole life.
Yeah.
That's like vanilla. Okay. Yeah. So now after an hour, I say, because it's about Venus, as you saw in the movie.
Yeah.
She was like 5'9". Serena was in outer space. I mean, she wasn't even plugged in. A plane would go by, she'd wave at it.
Oh,
I'm going, whoa, And so I said, let's play competitive points. So it was me and Serena against Venus. Listen to this story. The whole landscape changed. I freaked out. And I never freak out. I'm the most calmest guy ever. Yeah, I freaked out. I never saw 2 little girls try so hard ever to get the ball. There was a rage. There was something inside these 2 little girls I never saw in my life. They were running so hard to get to the ball. Venus was 5'9". Her nose was that far off the ground.
Wow.
And still on balance. Serena, I think she fell a few times
but
trying to
right
get to the ball.
up.
And we were on hard courts. They didn't care. So as a coach, because I evaluate talent, all sports, not just tennis, okay? I knew they'd be bulletproof.
Yeah.
When I said game on, they were all about the competition. And when you're about the competition, you can take a bullet, you handle pressure better. You're not into all this other nonsense, especially 2 young girls. Now I'm thinking 6 feet, 160, 5'11", 150. I'm starting to project where this could go because Richard was like 6'3", and I'm thinking where it could go.
The future.
I go, Richard, come here. This is in a movie. I said, let me tell you something. You got the next female Michael Jordan on your hand. He puts his arm around me. He goes, no, brother, man. I got the next 2. Listen to this. So then VW goes, Daddy, can I go to the bathroom? Hugging, kissing, the most close-knit family I've ever seen. She goes out the gate, For the first 5 feet, she walks on her hands. Now remember, she's 10, and she's built like that. Then the next 5 feet, she goes backward cartwheels. I'm going, this is crazy stuff, you know? But I didn't see it in the beginning. So now I'm thinking, not only can these 2 girls, in my mind, be number 1 in the world with the right financial help and the right coaching and vision, they can transcend the sport. Because in 1991, if you were big and strong, you weren't nimble. They were going to bring a whole different animal to the sport. Now everybody's big, strong, fast, and like that.
They
But
changed the
I
game.
just thought, and I'm on video saying it, I'm in print saying it. This is before it even happened. I mean, they were hamburgers with extra cheese when I saw them.
Wow.
But it's a great lesson for any coach, any parent, or Rick Macci. You don't judge a book by the cover.
Absolutely.
The cover could be amazing, okay, and the book bad. The cover bad, the book amazing.
Yep.
So it's what I saw
very
on
true.
the inside, this rage. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be number 1 in anything, but you're going to get the most out of your ability in life if you try that hard. Whatever you do in life. I just saw that in tennis, and I saw it in Roddick, that difference. I saw it in Sharapova and Kennan. Serena, I didn't see that as much. She got it later on. But I knew what was inside when I met him at 9 and 10 was baked in double crispy from birth.
Wow.
They were rough, they were tough, and they were so competitive. And that's the wild card. I can get them great strokes, okay? I can get them a great serve. I can get them to change their mindset and expect greatness, not hope greatness.
Yeah.
And so what happened 4 months later, we teamed up, and 4 years later, as you saw, like after all that, we changed history.
Wow, that's amazing. Those great stories, man. And so in the movie, did they actually like push away some of those those sponsorships like Nike and all of that? Like they literally just said, $2 million? Nah.
Yes.
Wow.
The movie was so spot on. Listen, the walk, the talk, the nuances.
They did
the
amazing.
No, it freaked me out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I saw.
talked to Bernthal. I talked to Bernthal a lot beforehand.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
And he read my book, and they did video.
Okay.
I should have been a consultant. I probably should have been in the movie.
Well, I was gonna ask, did he spend a lot of time with you personally, like to get like the feed off your vibe or anything like that?
No, he studied everything.
Oh, wow. He did a great
wanted
job.
to try to come and follow me around the course.
I was gonna ask
There
that.
was so much video Richard had.
Okay.
Everything about the movie was
spot on.
100% accurate. Isha, the older sister, was the executive producer because I moved the whole family from Compton to the academy.
Yes.
Isha was there every day. And so she saw it differently than probably Venus and Serena because they were a little younger.
Yes.
And so Isha did an amazing job. The only thing that was wrong with the movie or off, Bernthal, he had this bushy shrubbery as a mustache, you know, and I had this little
You
piece
had a
of
thinner.
astroturf,
Okay.
and it took me 30 years to grow. And I'm sitting there going, you know,
That's
this
too
is
much.
crazy.
Too much bush.
No, it was the mustache was
Yeah,
way
no,
off.
John Bernthal did an amazing job as you, but I did notice that his stash was a little thick. It was a little thick.
Yeah, you know, but listen, and here people ask me, because if I can fast forward even to the Oscar, when they ask me about Will freaking out, you got to understand.
Oh, when
you
the whole
play, when
situation.
he slapped a Chris Rock, when you play a character, okay, and you're all in, and Richard Williams was a staunch defender of those girls.
Absolutely.
And that one scene you saw in the movie, which happened in my office, when Venus was getting interviewed before her debut a few months earlier from Mackenzie, Day One or whatever the magazine was, TV show, Richard freaked out when the guy said, "Do you think you can win?" "I know I can win." "Well, you say that with a lot of confidence." "I am confident." "Why are you confident?" And Richard, bang, he blew a gasket. And he came charging in like Mike Tyson, going in for the kill. And it freaked me out, okay? Because I said, wow, this is going to be live tomorrow on TV.
Oh, my God.
You know, and it freaked me out. But then Richard said, after it was all said and done and the dust settled, he goes, "No, I hope they show it because this is me. I'm me."
I thought that was fake. I thought they just added that for some like flair for the movie, but then I saw the clip on YouTube. I was like, he actually did word for word.
Word for word.
Like the interviewer was like,
yeah, but my point was, Will okay, became Richard.
Yes.
Remember, this happened during the pandemic. They had to stop for a little bit. So Will would actually go home in costume. He would talk to his kids like Richard.
Wow.
He would keep everything on. This guy was Richard. He was better than Richard. I told Richard he was better than you, you know? Richard goes, everybody's better than me, Rick, you know? And I told Will that at the after party, after the red carpet. But when that happened at the Oscar, who would do that? People said, who would do that? Get up and do what he did on his best night of his life to win an Oscar.
In front of
he'd been
millions.
up for Oscars before, not even in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
To do that, he reacted without thinking he was Richard. Now I can go back to Heath Ledger and the Joker. He became the Joker, you know, and bang, I think he took his life away.
Yeah.
You got to understand these
They
people.
get really in depth into these characters, and that's what, you know, shows best on screen, you know. But some of them just go like I know a few actors that do that. I heard of a bunch of them. They're always that character. They say cut, and they're still that character.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to you know, it's an amazing trait for an actor, though.
That's my take on why would he do that?
Yeah.
And that's my take, because that's not him.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
actually a pretty good guy. He's
Yeah.
not like reactive and psychotic like that, but that's my take. He was Richard.
He just had a bad day.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, that's good, man. That's good. So, what's your current relationship right now with Richard and the sisters? And you're still invited to the cookouts?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Richard, listen, he lives in West Palm.
Oh,
we
really?
talk all the
Awesome.
time. I just got a text from him yesterday.
Oh, beautiful.
He's visited the academy. He comes here sometimes, talk to the kids, signs body parts, hats, T-shirts.
Wow.
No, listen, he's 82. He still remembers every joke,
Wow.
every story. I got to put a few pieces in there for him, but just a great guy. We didn't have a lot of contact after 95, you
Okay.
know, when he took over the coaching. But once the movie came out, back in touch, see him all the
Reconnected.
time. I might be doing this docu-series, The Phenom Maker, with Venus and Serena. Fasten your seatbelt. That could happen next year.
Check. Be
there's
on the
a lot
lookout
of-
for that.
There's a lot of good things in the oven, but, you know, I love the girls. You got to understand, it's not because of what they became.
Yeah.
Okay? It's what we had. Because I always look at them. I still call her Meek. Even at the after party, she goes, Rick, you're the only one other than my dad that can call me Meek. And when we went down the Yellow Brick Road and started telling the stories about the gravel pit, and Serena used to play tag with a closed fist. I go, whoa. We're not in Compton, bro. We're not in Compton.
Relax, dude.
Yeah, you got to keep the hand open. You know, we went down and I told all these stories.
Yeah.
She was literally crying, both the girls. Because you got to remember, from 9 to 15, you look at things differently.
Yeah.
And now she's a mother. So we went down, when we went back down memory lane, it brought back all these memories. And then the movie they thought was surreal, you know. But no, relationship's great.
Love that.
And, you know, I think, especially for Serena, her greatest act is yet to come. Because I think she's going to have more of an impact on the world globally because she has that platform.
That's amazing. Yeah. Is there any like weird like superstitions that players have like before a game? Like, do they wear like different mismatched socks or something like that?
Absolutely. You know, I think some players, when you can even see it on the Pro Tour, they'll come up to serve, you know, they grab their shirt this way,
there's something
then they
that
put
they
their
do.
hair that way, they twirl their racket that way. But that's not even a superstition. They get into a routine, like everybody in life should do, and you become a machine.
Yes.
You know, and that's what at the highest level, they're like a machine, and then you duplicate that,
Yes,
you know, in a
yes.
positive way. So, no, superstitions, yeah, I think some people might like want to wear the same shirt, or they might want to wear the same, like different colored socks, or their lucky shirt
Yes,
that
yes.
does that. I think you see that a lot in sports.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I always tell people, you control the situation.
Absolutely.
Don't let it control you. Because when you start getting too deep into that, you're not taking ownership.
Yes.
But if you think it's going to help you,
Go
do
more
it.
power to you.
But
Yeah.
as soon as it doesn't help you, you're going to blame that. So you'll go
Okay.
to another thing, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
I like people to take ownership and you control the situation.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And do you think anybody has what it takes to become an amazing tennis player, or is it something that you have to have just in you? Like, have you ever trained somebody for like months in and months out, years go by, and he still can't get the ball past the net?
Well, first off, I love this question.
Okay.
Because I work with all ages and levels.
Yes.
Whether it be the best 8-year-old in the world, or the best 12-year-old in the world, or a good 10-year-old, or the number one 80-year-old guy in the country, or someone 30 on the pro tour. So to answer your question, I can get anybody to be the best they can be. There's too many mitigating factors that go into someone's ability.
Yeah.
You know, whether it be me or you. Could we be better? Yes. And when you think you've done it all, you probably just got started. You know, so you got to have the work ethic. You got to have the drive. You got to have the best possible mechanics. You know what I'm saying? You got to love pressure. Okay, but I can get you to be the best you can be if you're willing to change behavior, if you're willing to change habits.
Yeah.
But most people are a creature of
Habits.
and they don't like to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But you got to get uncomfortable
To get comfortable. Absolutely.
And that's what I try to tell. And this is what I do. I change people. You know what I mean? It's hard to be a dog and go for the jugular, you know, and be brutal as a competitor. And then your mom and dad are yelling at you to do that. And then after practice, they take you to the mall and buy you a Gucci bag. You know, it doesn't really work like that. You know what I mean? You can't be this, petting you like the cat, then the bell rings. You can do that. You got to be able to separate.
Absolutely.
And that's the hardest thing to do, especially for parents who maybe don't understand or they haven't been there, done that. And some of the best parents that I work with, that they won a gold medal or they played Olympics, NBA, NHL, NFL, hockey, they kind of get it when I've trained their kids. So it's a little easier deal. So that's why I got to train the parents, because they don't understand. And the parents need to make their kids the best competitor they can be. And to answer your question, I can get you to be the best you can be if I can get you to compete the best. That's the number one goal of any coach. Whether it be football, baseball, basketball, forget the technical part, the biomechanics.
Yeah.
It's the competitiveness. Do you have the ability to remember, to forget? Can you be plugged in every point? Because how many times have people, like, you have a better forehand, you have a better backhand, you have a better serve, and you lost to the guy. They're a dog. They run, they sweat, they shut up. They just love to battle. So they're the best they can be. And that's what I try to get everybody to do. And that's what I based it with the Williamses.
Yeah.
And I was right. And not only once, but twice. I know what I saw. All these kids that I've had at a young age, when I see that, the other, if you have the talent, you got to have a thoroughbred to win the race. You can't have a donkey. Yeah. I can make you a better donkey.
Okay,
but
I see what you're saying.
Donkey.
You make somebody the better self that they can possibly be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Got
if
it.
they want to change.
You got to have that in you, though.
People don't want to change. But
people are scared to change, for
just
sure.
to be the best competitor. And what's that mean?
That.
There's a whole nother podcast on just being that.
Yep. Absolutely. And I know tennis sometimes it gets like frustrating for the players. Have you ever seen like players get into like any tussle or arguments on the court? Like something happens, all of a sudden balls are flying all over the place.
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, and that's another thing I loved about Richard Williams. He would say, Rick, I want VW to play the biggest cheater in the academy. And I'd go, we got plenty of those. Don't worry about that.
Wait, how do you cheat?
This is a smorgasbord, bro.
How do you cheat in tennis?
Huh?
How do you cheat in tennis?
Ball hits the line, you call it out. It's not like basketball. You step on the line, out. Tennis hits the line, it's in.
So you have to call your own line?
Yeah. You don't have umpires in junior tennis.
Oh, okay.
No, some coaches even go down that rabbit hole. They know when to do it. Some are like,
That's dirty.
Yeah. No, but that's Richard Williams. He wanted people to hook his kids, the real world, see how she's going to respond. What a dad. Some people that do that, or Venus would go to serve. Hey, V, don't miss it. He'd yell at her,
Whoa.
No, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's me cut from the same cloth. You don't know any better when you grow up like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's super hot, you don't even think it's hot. Or it's freezing cold in Ohio, 20 degrees. I'm just lucky to be out there playing. Some
Absolutely.
people go, no, bro, I'm staying inside today. No. So I always had those qualities in me. And, sure, you adapt. You want the best possible environment. But no, that's the real world.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. It's not rainbow, lollipop, and sunshine.
Yeah.
You see these people on TV. You might see the smile. You might see this. Underneath that layer, they're brutal.
Yeah.
Sharapova, you might see this model. She was beyond nasty as a competitor.
Yeah.
Ruthless. No. You got to understand.
Okay.
She knew when to smile, but she knew when to knock you out.
Okay.
No. That's the underlying factor. So
Yeah.
what you see is not what you get. When the bell rings, they wouldn't be at that level if they didn't just love competition and want to knock you out.
Absolutely. That's great. Yeah, because a lot of people, I guess, they see tennis. It's like a calm sport, like a golf or something.
No.
It's not like a hockey where it's like people are expecting a fight, you know. But I guess they have to have that same type of passion and like.
Listen, some mask it better. You see Federer, he handled it different. Or someone like Roddick, he might launch a ball or he get mad.
Okay.
But the key is this: you can do whatever. Serena had that rage.
Yeah.
And she showed it.
Yeah.
Remember, she was going to put the ball down the throat of that one umpire. You know what I mean? The lady freaked out. But the next point, you get determined or you get more mad.
Yeah.
Or the wire's looser and more competitive, or do you feel more stress? And that's the key. You know what I mean? How you manage it. Listen, when I train people mental toughness, it's not about cloning. It's not about anything other than you can get mad. I love mad because that shows passion. But then you got 20 seconds to flip it in your mind like it happened 20 years ago. And that's a competitor. You know what I mean? Because it sticks to you. And that's why a lot of junior players, they hit good, they play bad because they can't let things go and they check out at Publix.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Yeah. I've tried playing tennis before, and it was not as easy as it looks. It looks like it's like, oh, okay, can't be that bad. But when you're actually on the court, it's pretty far, like from you and the other person. So it's like you have to, I guess practice makes perfect, but that's definitely not an easy sport. I'll tell you that.
But it depends on the ball you're receiving.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a decent athlete, because like I've taught NBA guys, hockey guys, and they pick it up right away.
Yeah.
But they're all over the map technically, and they don't want to change. Because when you're playing at that level, you know everything. You don't want to be told.
Yeah.
And they just win, like I said. They run, they sweat, they shut up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just fight. So it's different. And since you played a little tennis, okay, normally when I do a private, it's $800 an hour. But since we're doing this podcast for you, I only charge $7.99. So
there you go.
You get a deal.
Yes.
You get the deal. All
I'm
right?
getting the dollar off, and that's what I need. I got to go pro. So in these past recent years, have you seen that spark that you've seen in like Serena and Venus and these other elites? Have you seen that in anybody in the recent years?
You mean on the pro tour or kids?
In kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
You know? Yeah, no. I have an 8-year-old from Ukraine. They got out of Ukraine 2.5 years ago. Sophia Kennan was the scariest little creature I ever taught at 8 years old. This little girl has taken her place. Her name is Vlada Horanchuk.
Okay.
And if I don't help make this girl #1 in the world, I did a bad job. That's how I've never said this. And I'm not only coaching her, I'm representing her.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm helping them out because they have to do it right. It's amazing. She already has like 200,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
She's 8 years old. I've never seen such discipline, such athleticism and focus. All these boxes checked internally. It's my job to build greatness, put Humpty Dumpty together, and build a game for the future that's going to be more invincible. And I love this project because she's not only a great little kid, her mom's a physical trainer, because that helps. You know what I mean? It's just a great family. So there's greatness in the oven there, but that's way down the road. She's only 8 years old. But remember the name Vlada Horanchuk?
Absolutely.
So that's there. I have the #1 12-year-old in Europe, Sofia Belinsky. She just won the Battle of Boca. She's 12 years old. She's #1 in Europe.
I think I did see that. I did see that.
Got the #1 10-year-old in the country.
Amazing.
Boy, John Pollock. But it's not about that. I love helping everybody. It's not where you start. I've had so many kids great when they're young. A lot of them have went on to become Grand Slam champions or #1. So that does mean something.
Yeah.
But Venus and Serena are rare air, especially Serena. But I need to clarify one thing. Without Venus, there might not be Serena. And without Serena, there might not be Venus. You got to remember, they played 31 times. Venus beat Serena 12. Okay, so Serena won 19. No one has beaten Serena 12 times other than Venus. Venus was amazing.
Yeah.
People don't understand. She was an Olympic sprinter with a racket in her hand. She was like a gazelle with an attitude. I mean, Venus was amazing, even though she only won 7 Grand Slams. She was in there with her star-studded field, including Serena. So let's pull Serena, we can't do this, out of the deal. Venus might be sitting here with 25 Grand Slams. This is how good Venus Williams was, okay? So, but that was rare air, let alone to have one Serena, but to have two in the same family.
Yeah, no,
and they shared the same
so
bedroom.
Amazing.
People don't realize what a story that was.
Absolutely.
But without that opportunity, with me rolling the dice, taking a chance and bankrolling it, would they have been great? Yeah. As great? Who knows?
Like, just imagine if you didn't get on that plane that day. And like, what would the world
probably
be?
I wouldn't be here with you.
Right? Hey, why not? I mean, no.
Well, maybe.
You would. No, there would be so many other shrines here. Like, no, but just like, it's crazy sometimes that you think like everything happens for a reason, and you took that chance and you took that risk and look what happened,
Yeah, and what was really crazy, when we first started negotiating a contract, this is so funny. I did an interview. I thought Richard wanted a mobile home, because it'd be more like the shack they lived in Compton.
So to make them feel at home?
They had a shack smaller than this clubhouse.
No way.
They lived. Yeah, I thought he wanted a mobile home.
Okay.
Because half the time he talked, I didn't understand what he was saying. That little Compton jive in the language. And so I started looking at mobile homes around Greenleaf, like a mobile home. And then when I started talking to an attorney, they found a motor home they like. It costs $92,500. I'm going, well, wait a minute. The ones I'm looking at are like $30,000. They go, no. And then we started talking. It was Kevin Davis, who's now no longer still alive. He was a basketball agent, but their agent. And they wanted a motor home.
Oh, a motor home.
It had a bedroom, a TV. I don't know. He had an own bar. I'm going, whoa, man. My car's like $30,000, a little Datsun Z, whatever, back in the day.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And that motor home, you saw him coming across the country. So I got him a $92,500 motor home.
Wow.
They drove from Compton, but I thought it was a mobile home. I mean, I got left at the altar on that one, man. That was the ultimate Compton curveball.
Yeah,
right off the bat. Richard pulled a quick one on me there.
Oh,
no,
that's a funny story.
About it.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's great, man. You have amazing stories. Rick, I mean, your journey in the tennis world has been nothing short of extraordinary. I mean, I just want to give you your flowers and thank you for your time here with me. I really appreciate that. Thank you for everything that you've done. Even besides coaching, aside from from the tennis court, you've been a mentor and a guiding light for so many people. So definitely thank you for everything. And you are a legend. It's something we like to call a GOAT.
No,
thank you, Rick.
No, thanks so much.
Appreciate you.
And what's unique about kind of what I do, I do books, I certify other coaches.
Wow.
I just like helping people in many different platforms, even motivational speaking.
Yes, I see that you're doing that.
Because many people that I have coached, they pass that on to their kids.
Yeah.
And now someone to their kids. Whoa, I said, you're getting old, I going, whoa. So that's the best feeling in the world. They don't come back and talk about forehands or backhands.
Yeah.
It's how
the lessons.
They look at life through a different lens and never make excuses, and winner finds a way, and the impact I've had on their lives, and it's helped their kids. Yeah. To me, that's more powerful than the Grand Slam champions or whatever, because that radiates all across the planet. Yeah, no, you motivate me. And now I feel like tomorrow I'm waking up at 3 a.m. I'm going to go swim for a little bit and like just start my day off, because that's great, man. So, no, when people ask me, I told you earlier, they go, why do you get up at 2 o'clock? And I just say, well, one's a little too early. Okay. Thanks again. Appreciate you. All right, we'll do it again. Absolutely. Thank you. All right, thank you.